following the safety protocols now that we are having the new normal education. And we will start by an opening prayer. In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Dear God, it seems like lots of uncertainty around us. So many people who need prayers. Today I pray for those whose health is compromised by the coronavirus or other health issues. For those who suffer from the economic impact of the virus in travel, manufacturing, hospitality, energy, or so many other industries. For healthcare workers and first responders and other public servants who put themselves in harm's way for us. For our leaders of the world, our countries, states, and cities, as they seek to help manage this challenge. God, it can be overwhelming, but you tell us over and over again not to be afraid. Show me how to trust in you. As I examine my heart, help me to turn away from my concern with self and turn my heart, hands, and prayers toward the concern of others. In the name of Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. In the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Okay, we have house rules. Keep your microphone off except you are told to speak. So if I will call your name, that is the only time you will turn on your microphone. And keep your camera open. Do not turn it off for us to see each other if we are listening or not. Then number 3, listen carefully, because if you will not listen carefully, we will not be effectively do our and attain our objectives. Participate actively, because if you will participate actively, you will learn more and you will really get the gist of our topic. And we will proceed to our ETC. Okay, do not off your camera. Kindly turn it on so I can see you.
Failure is the fuel of strength. Failure teaches us to be better the next time we try. But it doesn't mean that you will try, but you will not try your best in your first time facing it. Always strive for the best while expecting the worst. Because at the end of the day, you will never learn any any battle until you win all you learn. You don't have to be afraid of failing. But be a soldier. Become more strong and fearless when you fail.
Okay. So according to your classmate Renilo, our TTC stands for Thought That Counts. We have been doing since first quarter. According to your classmate, that we should always strive, we should always try and do our best that we can, because we will continue to do our best. We will achieve our goals someday. So thank you, and I hope that you will send it to the GC for your classmates to be inspired also. And our objectives for today is identify conjunctions in an argumentative essay. Use conjunctions in composing argumentative text. So our topic for today is all about conjunctions, as what we can see in our objectives. But we will use it and identify it in argumentative essay. So later we will discuss what argumentative essay is. And kindly get your module. Do you have your book? Open it on page 2. So we will answer it on page 2. So as you can see, we have 15 items on page number 2. The activity number 1 is multiple choice. You will just choose among the choices, among the letters that we have on page number 2. Your answers can be A, B, C, or D. So you will identify the conjunction used in the given sentence. Choose the letter of the correct answer, and please use a clean sheet of paper for your answers. So all of the choices are conjunctions. So A, B, C, or D. You will just choose among them which is the best answer in each number. In activity number 2, fill in the blanks. Fill in the proper conjunction to complete the sentence. Please use a clean sheet of paper for your answers. So 6 to 15, you will fill it with conjunction. So what are the conjunctions? Example of conjunctions are the choices included in activity number 1. So I will give you time later to answer that. But we will proceed now to conjunctions. When we say conjunctions, what comes into your mind? Eunice, what comes into your mind when we say conjunctions?
A part of speech that connects words, phrases, or causes that are called the conjuncts of the conjunction. The term discourse maker is mostly used for conjunction joining sentences.
Okay, very good. When we say conjunction, it is joining the words or any ideas. So later we will deepen your knowledge about conjunctions. I kindly read.
A conjunction is the glue that holds words, phrases, and clauses. Both depend and independent together. There are three different kinds of conjunction: coordinating, subordinating, and correlative, each serving its own distinct purpose, but all working to bring words together.
Okay, thank you. When we say conjunction, it is like a glue, meaning it connects words for us to understand more the ideas. Later, we will differentiate the differences between coordinating, subordinating, and correlative. So they are different from one another. But for now, we will have our example. Number 1, Peter and Paul are best friends. The word and is a conjunction. So it is a joining two entities which are Peter and Paul. When we say conjunction, the word and here, it connects the word Peter and Paul. If we don't have the word and, for example, Peter, Paul, the reader might be confused. They will think that Peter, Paul is just one person. But with the word and, it is clear for us, or it is clear to us that Peter and Paul are different. So that is the one of the goals or one of the objectives of conjunction, for us to have clear understanding of the text. Number 2, I am going to the market and to the grocery store. So we have the word and. It means there are two ideas, which is to the market and to the grocery store. The subject will go to the market and to the grocery store. So there are two places that the subject will go. But if we don't have the word and, we will think that market and grocery store is just the same. But with the word and, it is very clear to us that they are different from one another. Then the third one, my mother asked me if I am going to wash my clothes or wash the dishes. So the word or, it is for having choices. So the mother asked her or his child, ask her child if they will go to wash the clothes or wash the dishes. So the word or, it's for decision, but it is not and. When we say and, they are connected. They will do the same. But when we say or, they will just choose among the choices. So conjunctions serve as a cue within a sentence, signaling the reader that another idea is coming. Okay, so these are the differences between the three: coordinating, subordinating, and correlative. When we say coordinating, it links the ideas by showing how they relate. For example, a word like and indicate two ideas go together. For example, of coordinating, you will just coordinate or connect. For example, Eunice, Ronilio, Weizen, and Justine. So you are connected. Your names are connected by conjunction with the word and. Another example, my friends and my family are my strength at times of pandemic. So they are connected by the word. So that is the meaning of coordinating. You will just simply connect or link the ideas to see their relationship. And the second one, subordinating conjunction. When we say subordinating conjunction, it indicates that one idea depends on another. What do you mean by that? One idea depends on another. Meaning, if you will divide the sentence, the other clause will be dependent. When we say dependent, it cannot stand alone. When we say it cannot stand alone, it has no complete idea. But the other one is independent. When we say independent, it can stand alone. So, an example, we will be late unless we leave now. So, we have the subordinating conjunction unless, as you can see in the example. If we will divide it into two, we will be late and unless we leave now. When we say we will be late, is it complete or not? It is complete because you know that they will be late. We will be late. It's a complete thought, meaning it is an independent clause. But when we say unless we leave now, what will happen? What will happen next if they leave? Meaning, because it is started by subordinating conjunction, it is dependent. It cannot stand alone because it has no complete idea. For example, we will be late. It is complete because you know that the people will be late. The second part, unless we leave now. Unless we leave now, what will happen if you leave like that? So it is incomplete. So that is the meaning of subordinating conjunction. There are two clauses, one dependent, one independent. One can stand alone, one cannot stand alone. And the third one will be correlative conjunction. When we say correlative conjunctions, join elements within a sentence indicating the two are equal importance. The words neither and nor work this way in the sentence. Example, I like neither carrots nor celery. Okay, when you say correlative, they are partners. They are two words. For example, neither and nor, they are partner. Either or, they are partner. Not only, but also, they are partner. But there are words placed between them. For example, I like neither carrots nor celery. We can see that the carrots is placed between neither and nor. But we have two conjunctions there, the neither and nor. And they are called correlative conjunctions because they are partner. They need each other. What is the difference between either or and neither nor? What do you mean by I like neither carrots or nor celery? What do you mean by that? Does he or she like carrots or celery or not? For us to, thank you, Eunice, for us to remind ourselves, when we say neither nor, it is negative. Negative. When we say either or, it is positive. Again, if there is the word and, neither nor, it is negative, meaning you don't want it. But when we say either, you both want it. For example, I like neither carrots nor celery, meaning the subject is saying that he or she doesn't like carrots, even the celery. But when I say, I like nine sincerity, I like either nine sincerity or 10 sincerity or 10 obedience. So I am saying that I like both of them. Either of them, I like them. But when we say neither with the letter N, that means that you don't want something. For example, I like neither green vegetable nor orange vegetable. So I don't like both of them. That is the difference between neither nor and either or. Again, when we say either or, positive, neither nor, negative. Either or, you want it, neither nor, you don't want it. Gets po? Okay. Again, for us to have a summary, coordinating, it connects two ideas. Subordinating conjunction, it connects one independent, one dependent. Then correlative conjunctions, they are partners, they work for each other, and they will be a word placed between them. So you can answer later the activity on page 4. You will just choose among the words inside the parentheses. For example, number 1, I visit the Grand Canyon, blank, I go to Arizona. Your answers might be once, whenever, or wherever. So you will just choose among the words within the parentheses. Okay, later I will give you time to answer that. I will just explain all the activities for you to have easy understanding of the module. Okay, based on the picture, what can you observe, or what do you think is the picture all about? What do you think is the essence of the, or what is the importance of a bridge? What do you think is the importance of a bridge? Eunice, what do you think is the importance of a bridge?
Connecting two places po.
Okay, very good. Connecting two places, because without bridge, it will be difficult for us to go to another place or other places. And because of bridge, we can connect people, we can connect businesses, and we can connect other things. So that is the connection, or that is the importance of a bridge. Later, we will see the connection of this picture to our lesson. So our topic for this module, conjunctions in argumentative essay or text. So conjunctions or connectors, when we say conjunctions, they are also called as connectors. It has its functions in the sentences. This is especially if the conjunctions or connectors will be used in a format text like argumentative text. Transitions also serve the same purpose as conjunctions, but on a larger scale. So when we say conjunctions, they are like a bridge, they are connecting ideas. They are connecting, or they are connectors. They signal to the reader the relationship between ideas in a paragraph, or even between paragraphs. By connecting larger ideas, they let readers know what to do with the information presented to them. So when we say conjunctions, they are also a big help for us to connect our ideas. So if we have paragraph, inside a paragraph, we have many sentences. And for us to have a clear and smooth transition between our ideas, we can use conjunctions. Because if we will not use conjunctions, our idea will become not clear. It will not be understandable to the reader. And it's very important to consider conjunction. So indicating these connections help reinforce the argument within a paper. Phrases like, for example, let the reader know the information that follows is meant to support an idea. Thus, the use of transitions cues readers in the writer's thinking process. So when we say conjunctions, it can be our transitional devices. When we say transitional devices, these are the words that we are using to introduce, to emphasize, or to show connection between our ideas. Later, I will discuss the different transitional devices and its purposes. Next one. So take note of this. Conjunctions and conjunctive adverbs unite elements of an argument together. When the argument is unified and cohesive, readers are more likely to believe what the writer is saying. So when we say conjunctions or conjunctive, these are also the ways for us to achieve unity and cohesive. When we say coherence or cohesive, these are the connection between your ideas. We will see how they are connected, how they are related to one another. Because if the readers will see that your all ideas are connected to one another, therefore, they will understand more. But if they will not see to the whole paragraph itself, they will have difficulty to understand it. So readers need a guide. Without this guide, they might get lost in the argument. Remember that when presenting argument, when we say argument, you are proving that your point is true and believable. And one of your main goals is to make the readers believe in what you are telling and how to make it you will use conjunctions or you will use transitional devices. Because if it will be clear for them what they are reading, what they are comprehending, they will be guided. And if they are guided, they will really understand what they are reading. So readers struggling to follow a writer's thought progression become frustrated and may even stop reading the paper. When a writer takes the time to make the argument more readable, this engenders faith and goodwill in the readers. As Aristotle pointed out, creating that goodwill, what he called ethos, makes people more open to persuasion. So what does it mean? If the readers are struggling, if the readers are having difficulties in understanding your text, for example, you will make an argumentative text. When you say argumentative text, you are proving that your point is right. For example, you will make or compose a text about online education. You will tell what is your own opinion, you will tell your stand. How will you make your readers believe in you? One of the ways will be to make your text clear, to make your text understandable. And how to make this? With using conjunctions. There should be a smooth connection, transition between your ideas. For example, your sentence number 1 should be connected to sentence number 2, number 3, and so on. Your first paragraph should be related to second paragraph, third paragraph, and so on. So they should be connected, because if it is connected, if they are connected, it will be easy to understand. And if they will not be connected, the readers will be struggling. So the words you are thinking of do function similar to coordinating conjunctions, but they are classified as conjunctive adverbs. So what are the conjunctive adverbs? Remember, conjunctive adverbs are however, moreover, namely, nevertheless, meanwhile, subsequently, and furthermore. So they are conjunctive adverbs. What do you mean by conjunctive adverbs? When I say conjunctive adverbs, these are the additional information that support the first detail. For example, the rules formulated were good. However, some statements were not applicable to the English club. Okay, so the first detail, the rules formulated were good. That is the first detail. What is the additional information? Some statements were not applicable to the English club. So when you say however, it is contrast. It is the opposite. You will use the word however if you said positive in the first one. For example, the rules formulated were good. That is a positive. Then if you will use the word however, the second or the following information will be negative. That they are opposite to one another. Some statements were not applicable to the English club, meaning even the rules are good, there are some rules that are not applicable to the English club. So students who will be delivering their speech, namely Peter, Paul, and Edgar. So the conjunctive adverb there is namely. What is the importance of the word namely? It gives the name of the students who deliver the speech, and they are Peter, Paul, and Edgar. So what is the importance of those conjunctive adverbs? It makes the connections between the ideas. It supports one another. For example, the example number 2, students who will be delivering their speech, or the readers might be confused. Who are the students? And because of the word namely, the readers will easily understand that those students are Peter, Paul, and Edgar. So those are conjunctive adverbs. Again, they are however, moreover, namely, nevertheless, meanwhile, subsequently, and furthermore. And going to the next one, we will have an activity. Tell me how to be you. So you will just read a particular text with conviction, with emotion. Can you read it, please?
Simply, just be yourself. First, you need to make yourself First, you need to make yourself more appealing. However, avoid heavy makeup. Instead, be simple and have a little bit of taste of being conservative. Secondly, your attire must be appropriate. Otherwise, you may not follow what is known and famous outfit. After that, know what cloth is more suited to you. Lastly, and the most important is your attitude and manner of socializing. Despite of your physical appearance, you have to consider good manner, especially beauty more beauty more reigns with rather than physical. Be humble and gird with humility.
Okay. Eunice, can you see some conjunctions being used in the text that we have tackled a while ago?
Yes po.
So can you give me even one conjunction that you see or you observed?
However,
However, very good. Okay, thank you. So this text, there are many conjunctions there. For example, simply just be yourself. First, when we say first, it's also a transitional device. However, to show contrast, secondly, after that, otherwise, and so much more. Later, we will discuss it one by one, the purpose of each conjunction. So when we say transition, it is a noun to change from one state or condition to another. So like a bridge, conjunctions and transitional devices can be a transition for us to make our text more understandable and readable. Okay, when we say transitional devices, these are the devices that provide the necessary links between the ideas. It can be used to achieve coherence both between or within the paragraphs and between the paragraphs. So when we say transitional devices, it can be the unity, the coherence between the paragraph or the sentences, or between all the paragraphs you have in an essay. So we have many kinds of transitional devices. And the main goal, remember, the main goal of transitional devices is to have coherence. When we say coherence, this is the relation, the oneness of your thoughts and ideas in a text. It exhibits clear links between ideas. Readers understand logically from one idea to the next. So when you say coherence, all of your ideas are connected, all of your thoughts are aligned and properly composed. So the first purpose, and is kindly take note, it is not included in our module. So when we say to add a point, that is the first purpose. To add a point, meaning you want to add something. You want to support your idea that you have presented prior. So for example, furthermore, besides, finally, in addition to. Example, first, parents woke up early Okay. Can you hear me now again? Sorry, the internet connection was lost. Can you hear me now? Okay. Okay, we will proceed. So the first purpose of transitional device is to add a point. When we say to add a point, meaning you want to add another details, another information to your text. So you can use the words or phrases furthermore, finally, in addition to, and the example will be first, parents woke up early. Then they were waiting for their children. Finally, children are done answering the examination. So the information being added is the word or the sentence, finally, children are done answering the examination. So you are adding a point to information. And the first information here is parents woke up early. They were waiting for their children. So the added point is the children finally answered their examination. Another purpose is to emphasize or to give emphasis. The words or phrases that you can use is above all, indeed, in fact, in other words, most important. So those words, for example, you really want to give emphasis to your subject, you can use these words. Example, life is a matter of choice. Indeed, results depend on your decision. So we have the word indeed. When you say indeed, it gives emphasis to life, that it is really a matter of choice, that results or whatever the results that you will have will depend on your decisions or your choice. So we have the word indeed, meaning it gives emphasis that really life is about choice. Example, riding a bicycle is more convenient in our environment. In addition to that, it makes our body more active. It helps us to become physically fit. Besides, riding bicycle will not produce any harmful gases. Indeed, it is an ecological way of transportation. Okay, what do you think are the conjunctions we can find in this text? Hear me, Weizen? Again? Okay, you can use the comment box, the chat box for us to, because I cannot hear you, kindly message it in our GC. What are the conjunctions that you can see in the text? Okay, indeed, very good. So we have the word indeed. It's for giving emphasis, that it is giving emphasis that riding bicycle is an ecological way of transportation. Very good. And another conjunction, in addition to that, meaning to give or to add a point. Another will be, okay, in addition to that and indeed. Proceeding to the third purpose, to show time progression. When we say to show time progression, these are the words that we are using in telling a story. For example, we have our friends. Then we will tell a story about what happened to you. For example, first I took a bath. Second, I saw my crush, like that. Then third one, then next. So that is for showing time progression. You are using the words for you to clearly and in organized manner, you will tell the story or you will tell the sequence of each information. For example, you can use it also for example, you will have a vlog about making something or cooking adobo. You will use to show time progression. You will use the words first, second, prior to, until, meanwhile, eventually, in the meantime, previously, already, then, since then. So they are the words to show time progression or to see what comes first, what comes last, what comes second, those will be the words. Example, this is how to start a day happily. First, pray to thank for your new chance of life. Second, wear your sweet smile until others will smile also. So what are the transitional devices that show time progression? First and second. Again, when we say show time progression, we are using that for us to clearly and in organized manner, we will have the details, the proper sequence. And next, to show cause and effect. How to show cause and effect in a sentence? You can use the words or phrases such as consequently, as a result, therefore, thus, or due to. When you say cause and effect, if there is a cause, there will be effect. If there's an effect, there should be a cause. So, example, Leona reviewed the lesson about voices of verb. Therefore, she got the highest score. What do you think is the cause? And the effect in the example, Leona reviewed the lesson about voices of verb. Therefore, she got the highest score. When we say cause, it is the reason why thing is happened. When we say effect, it is the result of the cause. What do you think is the cause in the example? Can you tell me, Eunice?
Leona reviewed the lesson about voices of verb.
Okay. And what is the effect? What is the result after reviewing the lesson?
She got the highest score.
And what is the word or phrases that being used as transitional device in the sentence? What is the transitional device being used?
Therefore,
Therefore, very good. The word therefore introduced the effect, which is she got the highest score. Therefore, she got the highest score because Leona reviewed the lessons about the voices of the verb. Very good. So we have example here. These are the steps on how to feel better. First, don't let stress to rule your mind. Then, find time to have leisure and enjoyment. As a result, you will have a better day which is worth to live. So there are many transitional devices here because we have the steps, especially that if we are giving procedure, if we are giving process and steps, we should use transitional devices to show time progression, like first, then, second, last. So we have the word first, then in this example. So the step. And the next purpose will be to clarify a point. For example, you really want to give meaning to clear information about a particular word or a particular sentence, you will use these words or phrases. That is, in other words, stated differently. For instance, to clarify. For example, your first statement is somehow not clear, somehow vague, or not understandable by the reader. You can use these words or phrases to elaborate more, to explain more your given sentence. Example, she said that the students are flexible. In other words, they are capable to do any tasks given. So what is the word being clarified in the example? The word flexible. And the word or phrases or transitional device being used is in other words. The other words, the other explanation, other elaboration of the word flexible is they are capable to do any tasks given. To show contrast. When you say to show contrast, it is the difference between two ideas. So we can use or we can have the words or phrases such as but, yet, even so, on the other hand, on the contrary, counter to, opposed to, conversely, although, however, and nevertheless. When you say to show contrast, for example, you stated positive, then you will use to show contrast if the next statement will be negative. Or if you stated negative first, the following will be positive. So they are opposite to one another. For example, the ambience of the seaside is really beautiful. So that is positive. because the ambience of the seaside is really beautiful. Maybe it is really appealing, attractive. However, the bad odor of the garbage makes people go away. So that is negative. So you will use to show contrast if the first sentence is opposite to the second one. Like the example, beautiful, bad odor. So they are opposite to one another. So you can use the words or phrases such as those. And to show conclusion, we say to show conclusion, you will end or you will sum it up. You will wrap it up, all of the information that you are, all of the details that you have given. So most of the time, we can see conclusion in the last paragraph. So we can use the words or phrases such as, therefore, to sum it up, in brief, in general, for these reasons, in retrospect, finally, in conclusion, accordingly, all in all. For example, by his proof and evidences, he can win the case. All in all, he can prove that the victim is innocent. Or another example, after you explained your side to your friend, you will say, therefore, I am saying this because I am innocent and I just did that something for our own sake, for our friendship. So you will use those phrases to show conclusion, to conclude, to summarize all of the information you have stated. So that is for conclusion. And then we have another text. Being elegant does not mean to spend expensively. For instance, you can have a simple gown rather than the luxurious one that is not suited to you. However, there are things that look elegant with cheaper price. In conclusion, we can live elegantly even though we are not spending lavishly. So we have in conclusion for giving conclusion, though for contrast. So we can live elegantly. So that is positive. We are not spending lavishly. Because of the word not, it is negative. So they are contrasting. Important to use conjunctions in making argumentative text. Imagine that you are explaining your own opinion, explaining your own side. For example, you are accused with a crime that you stole, or for example only, that you stole something. You are accused that you stole something from someone. Is it possible that you will clearly defend yourself, explain your side without conjunctions and without transitional devices? What do you think? Can you comment it? Can you comment it in our comment box? Yes or no? Okay, very good. No, because conjunctions and transitional devices are used for making our text clear and understandable, for us to connect our thoughts and to relate our ideas. So that is the main goal. And what do you think is the main goal of the transitional devices? We say coherence, the oneness, the unity of your own ideas. Okay, so proceeding to what's more, activity number 2, seek me. Look for the words in the maze. Cross out the words with red crayon. Look for these words in the maze. Transition, nor, but, no sooner, lest, unless, then, or whether. So you will copy those letters and you will cross out by a red one or even a red ball pen. It can be a separate sheet of paper. Then what I have learned. So we have the scrambled letters here. So you will just identify, rearrange those letters for us to know the hidden word. For example, the first set of letters, what do you think is the word behind that? clue, it is our topic. The second one will be the other name for our topic. The third set will be, it's all about the link, the relationship. Then the fourth, up until the last sets of the letters are the examples of transitional devices or conjunctions. So later I will give you time to answer. Then answer what I can do on page number 7. So what will you do on page number 7? On page number 7, you will read a particular text about COVID-19. Then you will write on a separate sheet of paper the conjunction that you have encountered. So you will locate the conjunction. So we have many conjunctions and transitional devices that we discussed a while ago. So you will just write or jot down all of the conjunctions and transitional devices that you will meet in reading that text. So proceeding to the assessment, you will just choose among the choices. It's letter A, B, C, or D. So neither one of them even helped out the old woman across the street. So you will identify the conjunction. You will determine what is the conjunction or transitional devices used in each item. So you will choose among letter A, B, C, or D. Then 6 to 15, you will fill it with correct conjunction, like the activity we had a while ago. So for your performance task, it is your additional activity. So in every module, there is additional activity. Always remind yourself that you should answer the additional activity because your grade is comprised of 100%. 60% of your grade will be in performance task. And additional activity, all of the additional activities will fall under performance task. So some of you are thinking that they are having low grades because they are not answering the additional activity. So you should always remind yourself that additional activity should be answered and it's a must. So what to do in additional activity? Rewrite and complete the given paragraph on one short bond paper and draw about new normal education at times of pandemic. So we have many numbers here, so 1 to 10. You will fill it with conjunctions or transitional devices. For example, number 1, what will be the conjunction? What will be the transitional device? Up until number 10. Then you will draw about what is the message between the text you have read. And then we have the Department of Education, page number 10, thought that the learning of all students should not be postponed, hence allowing the student to have their classes virtually and by the use of modules that was prepared by teachers. So we have here sets of words, since, but, and, however, pertinently, and furthermore. Okay, to generalize and to sum it up, when we say conjunctions, they are connectors. It is also called as connectors. As connectors which connect, which bridge, which relate ideas to one another. And conjunctions, there are 3 types. Coordinating, meaning it relates, it connects same ideas. Subordinating, it connects unequal, one independent, one dependent. One can stand alone, one cannot stand alone. Then the third one will be the correlative. When we say correlative, they are partners. They are used both in a sentence. For example, either or. I like either cell phone or laptop to be used in online class. So either or and neither nor, they are extremely opposite. Either or, you want something. neither nor, you do not want something, neither of the two. Again, either or, positive, neither nor, negative. And we have transitional devices. And transitional devices, the primary aim of transitional devices is coherence. When we say coherence, the oneness, the unity, or the connection between your ideas of all sentences and all of the paragraph as a whole. And transition, the word transition, and we have many purposes: to add information, to add a point, to give emphasis, to show cause and effect, to show contrast, to conclude. So those are the purposes, and we have many. And as you can see, some of the words, for example, the word therefore, it is repeated in different purposes. So it depends on the writer, it depends on you on how you will use it in a particular situation. If you want to use it as cause and effect, you can use therefore. For example, because I attended online class, therefore I can answer all of the activities. That is cause and effect, because there is a cause, there is an effect. But if I will use it like this, I defended myself, I explained everything about my side, I gave my opinion, I elaborated the situation where I am attached. Therefore, they will believe in me. The word therefore there is used to show generalization, to sum it up, to show conclusion. So that's the difference. Again, it can be repeated, they can be used in different purposes even though they are the same. Like the word therefore, it can be used as cause and effect, and it can be used also in showing time or in showing conclusion. So do you have any question? Kindly comment in our comment box if you have question or not. Yes or no? Kindly comment yes. Okay, none. Very good. So because of that, okay, did you understand the activity? So later, you will have time to answer your activities. Did you understand it? Yes or no? If you have any question, you are free to PM me. Again, do not forget to answer additional activities, because additional activities will be your performance task. And that's all for today. Stay safe. Always follow the safety protocols given by our government, because it's for our own safety. And it is to stop the transmission of coronavirus. And if we are healthy, if we are all fine, we can really learn well, and we can really adjust, we can discover new things about ourselves. So thank you. Even we are at times of pandemic, still learning is everywhere. So goodbye and thank you. Weizen, Renilio, Eunice, and Justin, thank you for your cooperating and your effort to make this possible. Thank you. Keep safe.
Thank
Thank you
you
po.
po.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you. Then I hope you learned something.